Hi there, I'm Simon Canton, and
I'm Dave Higgins.
we're co-authors on Greenstar. We just finished Greenstar Season 1. It was published 1st of October, and we're about to start Season 2. So we're going to do a brainstorming session where we try and come up with overall ideas for the whole season. So there'll be major spoilers in this. If you haven't read Season 1 and you don't want to be spoiled on that, we're going to be spoiling everything that's happened at the ending of Season 1. And also, we may come up with the idea for the ending of Season 2, or at least we're going to be talking about overall story arcs for Season 2. So if you don't want to be spoiled on that, look away now. So we have a document that we've been working on for a little while. I'm going to see if I share it. Hopefully it pops up on the screen. I don't know, Dave, can you see if it... Is it just showing me, or is it showing the document?
I can still see you.
Okay, let's see if I can fix this somehow.
To screen share somehow.
So this is a little new for us. We've recorded a couple of meetings before, which we shared, but we haven't done things live. So we may be a little slow at doing things here, but we'll see if we can. A screen share. Okay.
Yep.
To everyone, you are now screen sharing and presented to everyone. Okay, hopefully. So as I say, full spoilers for Season 1, so hopefully everyone's warned away. So, we've got a few open questions at the end of Season 1. Number one question is, will they ever find Seth Stein, Josie's son, who was launched into space? Topic, for anyone who's read the first season, Topic said he was going to find her son because Josie was frozen while he was still a little boy. And then later he said, don't be ridiculous, I can't find your son, he's somewhere random. So we've had previous discussions where we said she'll find him at some stage. But maybe not Season 2, we'll see what happens. And most important one, what's going to happen now that all of humanity are against them, since they've essentially destroyed the home system, so Earth and all of the other planets in our home solar system are now constantly under the barrage of social conscience from the social conscience ray. How are they going to survive without food? So the Olenovs are little aliens. They're eating all their food. They've turned out to be kind of like the Tribbles, really, out of Star Trek. What are they going to do about the Olenovs in their food store? Their ship is severely damaged because they've just gone through a huge battle. Their fuel reserves, either Mark or Topic at the end of Season 1 mentions that they used a lot because they were jetting around the place during the battle. The Calamari have gone back to their home system, like the whole battlefield fleet has been decimated, but presumably there's still some Calamari back on their home world. And what are they going to do? Burger Supreme fleet is also decimated. So are humans open to attack? They've been attacking everyone else. All other aliens they've been trying to wipe out. So the fact that they now don't have a fleet might leave them open to attack. And we've got the drug mushrooms, which were on the way out at the end of Season 1. So we've got some pretty major questions there for Season 2. So overall, my inclination would be to leave the Seth Stein thing for the moment. Because there's more pressing concerns, like everyone wants to kill them.
It's going to be a bit difficult to search for Seth. Because if he's fired out into space, he's going to be drifting, presumably on a line through human space.
Yeah.
So they're pottering around in human space, slowly looking for a small pod with a dead body in it. Doesn't really fit with having to avoid being seen. So,
So I will, let's see, I'll cut that out and I'll put this down at the end of the document. Did it mute me there? Oh, you muted me, did you?
I didn't do anything.
Okay, I just muted myself somehow. Okay, it was only for a second, I think. So, the most important one, what's going to happen now that all of humanity are against them? So, as I said, most of the Burger Supreme fleet were destroyed in the battle with the Calamari. Some of them wouldn't be in the home system, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And there was 5 or 10 of them left or something at the end of the battle, something like that, but they were pretty destroyed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that the ones that weren't in the home system, the ones that are in fairly good shape, are going to be trying to find the Greenstar.
Yeah.
So at the start of the season, we'll be talking. Why does it keep muting my mic? Okay, I have no idea. It keeps muting it for a second and then coming back.
That's very odd.
I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm touching something on the keyboard. Hopefully not. Anyway, sorry. Start of season. BS ships. Oh, it's because I'm typing. It's muting it to try and stop people having to listen to me typing because I'm not talking at the same time. I think that makes sense because typing is kind of annoying. So
if you find typing annoying, I think you're in the wrong career.
I just meant the sound of it. So they're on the run. I think we were saying that we're going to try and start season 2 in the middle of some action.
Yeah.
So what we said here for episode 1 previously was Josie's alone on the Greenstar, which is docked at Plankton Station. So Plankton Station would be their friends momentarily because they just saved Plankton Station until Plankton Station finds out that they put the whole home system at risk because obviously humanity comes first. So she has to go on board Plankton and rescue the crew, each of whom has gotten into a different scrape. I don't know if different scrape is right. Maybe they're all in trouble because of threatening humanity. I don't know whether or like I'm not sure if we're starting in the right place there.
I mean, Baulé is still technically in trouble with some people on Plankton because they sorted the issue with Jax, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the other people who wanted Baulé aren't still looking for him.
Yeah. So I don't think he would go wandering around Plankton Station, really.
On his own, yeah. So the one person who really would have trouble on Plankton is unlikely to be stupid enough to go wandering off into dark corners on his own.
Unless they're still the Xena Ripper. They didn't change back to the Greenstar. Yeah. And they have Doc, so they can change all their appearances. So they don't have the ship that looks like them. They can go on to Plankton Station not looking like them.
Yeah.
But they would still all get in trouble because they all just get in trouble all the time.
You know, it's the nearest place to get fuel because they peg it out the home system, and then they're going to need fuel. So they head to Plankton, change their appearances on the way just to make sure, and then get themselves in trouble when they get there.
And Josie doesn't want to change her appearance, so she agrees to stay on the ship.
Yeah.
But now, since Doc is in trouble, she can't change her appearance. So now she has to go on board as Josie, which means that everyone will know
it's her, yeah.
It's her, and if everyone already knows that humans were put in danger by Josie, then she's going to be in major trouble.
Off the wall idea for getting into trouble, but for the entire first season we had Paul being slightly sickening to women. So what if he actually succeeds in pulling someone in a bar, and then it turns out to have been the one time he shouldn't have done for some reason?
Yeah.
That mildly funny?
Yeah. So who shouldn't he pick up in a bar, basically?
Well, two things that spring to mind are some gangster's moll has a big bust-up with, say, one of the senior dealers on the station, storms out and, despite him, hooks up with this guy in a bar. And then he comes looking. Or the alternative is that whoever he hooks up with is actually someone who's hooking up with him for some nefarious purpose. Like, they want to slip him a Mickey and steal his ship. And they think he's the captain. Because Paul's likely to brag about being a captain despite it not being true.
Well, how about the Xena Ripper is sitting beside the Burger Supreme battleship X, which is in for repairs.
Yeah.
And Paul hooks up with the commander of the Burger Supreme ship.
Yeah, that's gigglesome. You've gone.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. It's kicked me out.
Kicked out of your own video call. That's got to be ignominious.
Anyway, where were we?
We just decided that Paul was going to hook up with the captain of Burger Supreme Cruiser.
Okay. So then she rescues. So maybe instead of everyone being in trouble, maybe Paul is in trouble and yeah, like because that's kind of a gives us a lot of cat and mouse kind of stuff because Josie looks like Josie, and she's trying to rescue Paul from the battleship commander who's trying to, or captain who's trying to capture them.
Yeah.
Who would know exactly what she looks like.
Yeah.
That's quite a funny episode then. Like, you know, it's kind of like Back to the Future 2 kind of thing where Marty McFly's sneaking around trying not to get seen by Marty McFly. So it's just sneaking around trying not to get seen by the battleship crew while she tries to get Paul out of there.
Yeah.
That might be quite fun. Okay. So I figured we'd just come up with short kind of ideas for each episode, and then we'll do a separate session for each individual episode one by one.
Absolutely. We tried to plan the entire season in detail. I think the audience would die by the time we got to the end of it.
Episode 2. So, the next important thing is that they're almost out of food because of the Olenoff. So, I guess Josie can actually talk to the Olenoff now. She'll have gotten her handy talk back. So, Josie goes down to see the food situation. Talk. Not a god, but like a patron, kind of something like that.
Yeah.
A helper, benefactor. So Josie now knows that their intelligence obviously can't just flush them out an airlock, and besides, they've no food left anyway.
Hi there.
So let's see. So they need to find somewhere with food for the Olenoff to basically leave them and then replenish their stores. So the Burger Supreme thing. So they're on the run from the Burger Supreme battleship. Burger Supreme obviously are their point of their corporation is that they're a fast food place. Could they then somehow go to raid a Burger Supreme fast food warehouse or something?
Yeah. I suppose you're underneath all of that sort of manifest destiny, stormtroopers in giant ships things. Somewhere there's got to still be the little bit of the Burger Supreme that is a fast food company. And potentially, because Burger Supreme have moved on, they're not going to be the same as the Burger Supreme universe. And there's no guarantee that Burger Supreme would have really kept focusing on them after it expanded into global and universal domination.
Yeah, I mean...
So it depends on what we want to play with. But yeah, but definitely going to a Burger Supreme warehouse has fun potential.
Yeah. Especially if we put it on a planet where they are doing something horrendous, like farming something no one would want to eat, to put in these Burger Supreme burgers, which are then being shipped all over the galaxy. We just have to come up with something incredibly disgusting to put in the food. Soylent Green is people kind of thing.
Well, it's at this point, my brain is screaming, we couldn't come up with anything that's as disgusting as the real stuff.
Yeah.
So I suppose we could go for sort of some broad kind of social commentary that they get all this food on board and then they grudgingly eat it because the fries are made out of potato and the shake's got milk in. So it does for now, but it's a horrible thing. But sort of making a joke about how no one wants to drink the milkshake because it's made out of milk might be a little too on the nose to be funny.
We could say, I'm just thinking, so Doc has been extracting the fat from people for years. So we could have it that they go to the Burger Supreme supply planet, and then Doc says, we could always just use this lumps of fat I've been sucking off people's stomachs for years instead. And they go, yeah, that's more palatable. I don't know. Maybe that's not funny.
I don't know. Well, if we stick it in there as a possible idea, when we come to the episode meeting, we can always say if we change our minds then. But
Okay, and then they could then do the little bit with the ocean planet. Maybe not.
You're muted again.
Oh, was I? I need to stop
You're
typing
back.
when you talk. They could then use Doc's discards to get to an ocean planet where they could actually
Yeah.
fish and have real food.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, depending on how that goes, that might be a long episode, or it might just be that we deal with the Burger Supreme thing. Maybe the Burger Supreme thing could be kind of, they could be in the middle of that raid in episode 2, and then they go, screw this, we're going to an ocean planet to fish instead, and then get into some trouble there. Anyway, so they're still on the run in episode 3, and they're running to the edge of human space. So let's see, they keep going, running from the Burger Supreme, and reach a star that winks out of existence as they get close. So this, kind of a bit of a rip-off of Piers Anthony, the Cluster series, because there's aliens from Andromeda there who are energy thieves. So it's, quite close to his thing, but in there they're trying to suck the energy out of the whole galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, and here they're going to specific worlds, and there's plenty that's different. I'm just saying that yeah, it's quite close.
And the Cluster series owes a lot to Asimov's The Gods themselves, where they're sucking energy from various places, which is causing suns to accelerate and so on. So I think sort of if we put our own spin on it, it's not going to be too horrible.
It's not like we get sued or anything. It's just like people might go, "Hey, you're just ripping off Piers Anthony." But
if we put our own spin on it, then it won't be a rip-off of Cluster.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying we would rip off Piers Anthony. I'm just saying that there would be a slight danger that someone somewhere would go, "Hey, this is a rip-off." But anyway,
someone somewhere is going to say anything there.
Yeah, you used space. Aliens arrive from Andromeda. They're energy thieves, having drained Andromeda dry of power. They need power from the Milky Way to do something significant. Not sure what yet. They add mass to each sun. Oh yeah, that's something I read in a physics answer on Quora. Someone asked, how much water would you have to pour onto the sun to put it out? And the physicist answered it and said, no, pouring water wouldn't put the sun out, it would cause it to burn hotter for less time. Because the mass of it would cause it to burn. So, they could be adding mass to each sun, increasing its power, and then sucking the power out of it, like absorbing the power out of it, but that decreases the life of it to weeks instead of years or billions of years or whatever. Oh yeah, plus it's not good for the people living on those masses. That's pretty good.
There's some lovely understated comments in there. We destroy the solar system, which isn't good for the people who live there.
So so they keep going. They get to the edge of human space, and they see some kind of weird ship grabbing planets and throwing the planets into the sun. So, not sure what kind of ships yet or anything like that. The aliens kill all the Burger Supreme ships in one swipe. So there's now, because the captain of the ship from the battleship from Plankton will have told everyone where they are on whatever communication system, they're now all following closely behind the Greenstar. So the Burger Supreme ships then see humans getting attacked by these aliens and go to try and fight them and get killed, because we need a massive, massive threat for the season.
Yeah.
So Josie then gets them out of there somehow. And topic, maybe if they keep going. If they keep going and see another solar system destroyed, or Topic could just see on long-range scanners or whatever that there's another sun's gone from his charts or something like that, and they're heading for human space.
What would actually the effect be of a sun burning out? Because from a basic ancient grasp of astrophysics, when stars burn out, they collapse. So is it going to collapse into a black hole? Or is it going to do something else?
Well, I thought, hang on, I'll open a thingy here. Life cycle of stars. Let's see. So, a stellar nebula becomes a star, stable, either massive or small, like our star is. Then, as the star dies, it becomes a red giant, or a red supergiant. Then it goes either supernova or turns into a planetary nebula. Then it becomes a white dwarf, then a black dwarf if it's a planetary nebula, or it becomes from supernova, it goes to a neutron star or a black hole. I mean, black hole I think is the most interesting from our point of view.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly you've got all of these black holes popping up all over the place.
Yeah, so that's going to do funny things to the way light bends and so on.
I just noticed I'm not sharing the. After I rejoined, it's not sharing the document. Here we go. I'd also like it if we came up with, let's see. So if we came up with a name for the Burger Supreme Battleship Captain, I've Scrivener here, let's do a name generation thing. Because then I would like it if, so say all the other Burger Supreme ships get destroyed by the aliens, like say there's 10 following or something, but the Burger Supreme Captain, maybe her ship gets disabled or she manages to get out of it or something, because then we've got kind of a figurehead for the Burger Supreme going forward. I was going to go for a weirdy thing, but then I thought we actually don't have any Americans. Like we've gone for we've got Paul Andreasen and we've got Kyra's, no, Kyra's in the other series, Josie Stein, and like we got every other nationality except for American. We could actually go for an American since it's the Burger Supreme.
But yeah, there's no political undertones in that at all. Let's do that.
It doesn't have to be American, obviously. I'm just hitting generate names on the thingy and seeing if there's anything. Oh, no, I changed it to American, but it's like Jalen and Jaden, Laurelin.
Yeah.
Those aren't normal American names. Like
I get that sometimes with the Scrivener name generator. You know, you'll suddenly have load after load of some things where all of the odd names seem to come out at once.
So. Like, I want a strong name because she's a captain. So it'd be good to have a kind of a Blankenship as a surname. It's quite strong, I guess. Or Hill. Hill's quite a good strong name for a surname. Edwina Woodward.
Edwina Woodward.
I just saw Woodward and then I went Edward Woodward. No, I mean Edwina Woodward.
Woodward. A cross between Edwina Curry and the Equalizer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe
Edwina
not.
Woodward is a bit difficult to say, though.
It sounds like Guybrush Threepwood should be saying it.
Mm.
How much wood would Edwina Woodward? Anyway, I can't even say it. McKnight. That sounds kind of like a 80s detective series.
Us.
Yeah, I'm not getting any good first names. Vesta. Vesta's a good first name.
Vesta's good. Vesta Geller.
Vesta Hartman. Yeah.
That sounds really well. Yeah, if we stick that in, and then if we come up with a better thing, then we can always change it later. But that's good for a start to stop us fixating on that one point.
But anyway, sorry, it was just that then we, instead of, that way we can just say it's Vesta who's doing blah.
Yeah. Again, definitely having a named character survive.
Mm.
There's lots of stuff we can do with that potentially. And she hooked up with Paul, so there's got to be something there that we can either go one way or the other with, depending on what we feel like.
Well, I was thinking about that actually. I didn't write it down. So Paul could look handsome in episode 1 because he's had his appearance changed.
Yeah.
So then, like, we could make some kind of joke about, like, the fact that he's a completely repulsive person in terms of character, but he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So therefore, women are falling all over him. I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know if you've seen that video on Funny or Die, where they have beautiful people come in, and then no matter what they say, everyone thinks they're amazing and laughs at all their jokes. Anyway, so maybe Josie could also say Vesta.
Yeah.
In episode 3, and Vesta might resent that all the more. Like, I'll get you, you human-hating, self-hating scum, or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's episode 3. Episode 4. So they keep running beyond the edge of human space. That was at the edge of human space.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously there's not much they can do about the aliens. But they find the energy thieving aliens. But they keep going. So they keep going longer than anyone has gone before. And eventually they have to stop, and they go to an alien system and find all the planets are colonized by aliens.
Yeah.
Which would be the opposite. So the first season, Paul, basically all the humans have said that everyone just self-destructs before they ever get up into space. So this would be the first aliens that humans have ever found that are colonized and gone out into space. They make contact. The aliens are happy to meet them. Greenstar is on the run from humans. Blah blah blah. Oh, we already said this. Their territory is the same size as human space.
Mhm.
Josie introduces the Greenstar as being from the UFS. The aliens are happy to meet them and offer to go to human space and talk to all humans. And Josie says, no, 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 don't do that. Because, for
Yeah.
two reasons, the Greenstar obviously is not well liked, and humans kill every alien they ever come across,
Yeah.
other than the Greenstar.
Yeah.
They get to know the new alien society, which includes other intelligent races, essentially a successful UFS.
Yep.
They convince the aliens to join the UFS and all work together. So they've got this massively successful society, galactic society,
Mm.
and the UFS is one ship, and somehow Josie manages to persuade them to join the UFS instead of the other way around. I don't know if that's quite funny.
If we can get it to work, it'd be very funny.
Mm. But what's Josie's end game then? Is it, or the Greenstar in general, is it that they want then to have someone at their back when they go back to human space to say, hang on, you can't kill us, we're the ambassadors for this massive galactic civilization?
Well, so Josie still wants to search for Seth, and presumably most of the crew are going to want to go back to human space, because at this point, if they don't, there's only the crew of the Greenstar to spend time with, and after a while, Pol's going to start looking good, which is the point that you really want to get back to human space.
It's their way back to human space as ambassadors to the new aliens. Yeah. So then maybe at the end of the episode, they go back and meet Vesta, who's still chasing them, to talk about the aliens and decide, okay, we need to kind of, like, that Vesta needs them for the moment, at least.
Yeah.
Okay, episode 5. Topic's been studying the progress of the energy thieves and points out to Josie that they should do something about them. That doesn't sound like Topic, really. And what's his end goal then? Like, he was kind of slightly nicer at the end of season 2, season 1, but he's not a nice.
Well, no, he was nice at the end because he hated the calamari more than he hated humans, and he wanted the ship to survive. So it was very much sort of convenience for him. Also, he was kind of having fun, because working with them let him do crazy schemes without Josie foiling them. But what would motivate Topic?
We don't need to. I'm just typing here. So Vesta's caught up with them, and they've kind of made peace with the fact that they're there. There's no Burger Supreme fleet, basically.
Yeah, so they leave the Greenstar. Yeah.
So they need the help of the aliens, the intelligent aliens that are galactic aliens. So then maybe the galactic aliens. They show the galactic aliens video footage of the energy thieves, and the galactic aliens go, "Holy smokes, we can't do anything about that." Something like that.
That gets around the problem of why they have to go off and try and come up with a solution if they've just joined this
Hmm.
the planet.
Like, maybe the advanced aliens are completely peaceful. So there's no way for them to battle some energy thieves because they have no weapons or
Yeah,
shields. They just have technology for, like, they're like Vulcans basically in Star Trek. They've no. I don't know if the Vulcans had any warships. Don't think they did.
can't remember. But yeah, sort of advanced pacifists make sense.
That's not how you spell pacifist. I'm a writer.
That's editing.
Yeah. Yes, but that was quite horribly misspelled. So, Josie asks what they're going to do exactly then. And then maybe Topic doesn't come up with it. Someone says there's only one thing to do, that's to combine technologies. The first thing they need is the calamari shields.
Is Elijah the right person?
Yeah, I was wondering that. Remembering that Elijah is socially awkward and not able to kind of voice, maybe Connor says, "I've got a great idea. We should combine technologies," and then Josie finds out no, Elijah came up with it.
Yeah.
That'd be quite funny.
Yeah.
So they go to the Calamari and get them to agree to unite against the common threat. The Calamari want weapons in exchange for shields. Yeah, I'm not sure about this joke, but anyway. They reverse the social conscience ray and create a ray that makes people want to destroy the environment and annoy everyone around them. They call it the Republican. Yes, anyway. That might not be that funny for right-wing people. But yes, it's difficult to kind of counter that argument, really, since that's what the modus operandi is. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a stupid joke anyway, regardless of the fact that it might annoy people. It's why the heck would the Calamari call themselves something with the Republicans? But anyway.
Yeah, the name's not great.
Yeah. I think it might have been more of an internal joke between the two of us than anything for public consumption. Yeah. Episode 6.
Yeah.
Do we want to have a novelty episode?
Because in season 1, episode 6 was the Choose Your Own Death episode.
Yeah.
So if we want to put a novelty thing in, that would fit the pattern we've established. Pattern being, we did it once.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of work. It was 30,000 words instead of 10,000.
Yeah.
And a lot of work to kind of stitch it together.
I'm not suggesting another Choose Your Own Death book. I was thinking maybe if we could come up with some way of doing a musical episode, not actually with music, but maybe with songs, or we could come up with. Did we want to do something different to the norm?
Well, in reading some of the feedback from season 1, people didn't mind the episode 6, but then episode 7, I think it was, the simulation episode, it was the tone more than the novelty.
Yeah.
The novelty's fine, but the tone was kind of different for episode 7.
Yeah, we got some divided feedback on that, and people have said that it was good hard sci-fi, but yeah, there were a couple of people who said it didn't really fit.
Yeah.
So something that's different from the other episodes, but also funny.
Well, one thing we could do, which Star Trek did over and over, is send them back in time. But I'm not sure that really fits with. So we kind of
We,
got
we,
on a good track here.
we had time hopping. We had time hopping as a suggestion for a later episode with voting for future events thing.
Yeah, well, that's episode 6 here. But what
Is
I'm thinking is that we've kind of. I'm not sure if we want to sidetrack ourselves unless it ties in later. Like, we can kind of have a B plot if it ties into their battle later with the
yeah,
energy thieves. But we've already got galactic aliens and peace treaties and talking to the Calamari and
yeah,
the energy thieves. We've got quite a lot to wrap up then in the last 5 episodes.
yeah,
So whether it's better to kind of wait with that for a future season rather than trying to cram it in here
yeah.
might be yeah. Maybe we'll keep going as if we're not going to do it and then see if
Yeah.
we come up short later, and if we do, we can kind of have a novelty episode.
Yeah.
So, but I'll put the novelty up at the bottom. Okay, so episode 6. Society where you can vote through time for things. So the world gets messed up. People can vote to change the policy in the past, or politician, and the world rights itself. The danger with time travel is, I don't know if you watched Misfits,
Yeah.
where Nathan could go back in time and fix anything that ever went wrong.
Yeah.
So therefore, there was never any danger ever, because you just knew he was just going to fix it. Anytime someone died, you went, oh, but they're just going to reverse time and fix it. So whether we want to introduce time travel into the universe at all is kind of a... Like, I don't know, I like the way Red Dwarf did it in their time travel episode, where they could only go into the slides that they had in their slide projector thing. So then they only had Hitler's speech and JFK getting shot or something like that. So they had a very limited kind of...
Yeah, it's doing that without effectively doing that Red Dwarf episode. So coming up with a different shtick for what the limitation is.
Well, we could do it kind of like Primer. I don't know if you've seen Primer. But they can only travel back in time to when the time machine was invented. And it's only within that one box. So they've got enough room for one person to travel back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So if we had it that, say, the time traveling thing is only big enough for... It's only as big as an envelope. So you can't send a person back or anything like that. They've tried to make it bigger, but it doesn't work. All you can do is send through slips of paper, and they only come out the envelope at the other end at whatever time that the envelope was created. So you can have it so that you can get a message back to someone, and maybe you have a limited number of the envelopes or something. Maybe they're really difficult to make. So you'd save the envelope. Like, it's like sending a letter back to the past.
Yeah, we could put in some comedy sci-fi hand waving. It's quantum entanglement. So you have to entangle all of the envelope's phase states. That's suitably Star Trek. Throw some science at the page and see what sticks.
Yeah. So maybe the envelopes can be reused, but then, so say they have to have this like unobtainium whatever stuff to make the envelopes, and this stuff is incredibly rare. Like, it was only found on this one planet, and there's only enough to make 5 envelopes or something. And you can reuse them when you get a message. So you've got, like, say you've got November 1st today, and
Mhm.
you send a message back to yourself on November 1st from November 30th. Well, then you can send a message to yourself on December 1st from December 31st, but you can't send another message back to November 1st because that envelope is used.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, so from the date you send the message back to the date it's received is blocked out.
I don't like the number 5. Let's make it 7. 5 is too round. Um,
What, what about gaps in between? Say you send the envelope back to December the 12th. Could you later send an envelope back to December the 10th? Or can you only send them back to the day after the last time you sent a message?
I'd, I know we're just making stuff up now, but I would say that you can't send something back to a gap you left
Yeah,
because the space, the time space,
yeah,
uh, whatever Doctor Who says, wibbly bibbly, is filled with that letter between December 12th and
yeah,
December 31st. So therefore, you can't. There's no space for anything else to
yeah.
get through to December 1st.
That makes sense. Yeah. So we've
So
got
then, so if they go to this planet, then these are being used for massively useful things, like what the Writing Excuses podcast suggested. Like, you can
yeah,
vote for things, and then someone says that was a stupid idea, change it. Um,
yeah,
but then that one of those envelopes, if they're going to go into a big battle, could be enough to change the whole course of the battle, because Josie could then go into battle and lose, and
mm,
just as she's losing, sends back a plan of everything the aliens were doing
yeah,
to Josie from the past, and Josie from the past goes, "Oh, that's what the thing is." Um, Now, if she then, so she could then make one mistake. If she got all 7 envelopes, she could make 7 mistakes. So, is it more entertaining that she gets an envelope that says that was a disaster, here's what the aliens are really going to do, and then Josie makes a new plan, and then it's moderately successful and she wins, or that she keeps getting letters saying, no, 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 that was a bad idea, don't do that, we all died, try something else, and then she's down to her last envelope. Like, she's
mm,
sitting at a desk, and all she just sees these letters coming out of each envelope in turn. The first one comes out and goes, "All right, so everyone died, but we've got plenty of envelopes left. So this is the alien strategy, and this is what you should do about it."
yeah.
And then she reads that finished, and then, like, the next one pops out and goes, "All right, so it didn't really work with that strategy anyway." So
Yeah, there's, there's something. Is there something in having the, a message be really odd? That sort of she opens one and it says, "No time to explain. Don't whatever you do change your deodorant."
yeah,
Or something that doesn't really seem to have any bearing on saving the universe.
yeah, and then because that could be that it's not from the battle, it's from something that happens later in season 4 or season 5 or something. So maybe she gets to keep one of the envelopes, and that's the envelope that she's using from the future, which says something like "Don't change your deodorant," which then becomes vitally important in
Yeah.
season 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's useful. I just haven't written it down. That is how you spell strategize, you stupid American thing. Anyway, so that's episode 7. Greenstar goes to a planet with aliens that can interface with brains directly. Oh, in the meantime, actually, it might be funny that someone takes one of the envelope, Paul or someone takes one of the envelopes and using it for nefarious reasons, like chatting up women or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in Groundhog Day when Bill Murray is like trying everything to sleep with Andy McDowell, and then like he in the end never manages it and gives up. So
Yeah.
Paul can kind of Greenstar goes to a planet where aliens can interface with brains directly. However, the problem is they can read everyone's minds, so know their deepest, darkest secrets. Greenstar needs the interface technology to boost the fighting abilities of ships, but the government need a way of regaining some stability, as none of them last more than a few days under the public scrutiny of their minds, inspired by the hacking scandal, Jennifer Lawrence hacking thing, etc. Because everyone has some kind of secret, so
Yeah.
if you can read people's minds, no one's going to stay in politics very long. Or in the public eye, everyone's going to disappoint someone somewhere. So the brain interface thing would be useful as like steering the ships and the weapons, I guess.
There are two ways out of it I can see. One of them is either for someone to be actually almost irreproachable, that their deep dark secret is they're a little bit too introverted or whatever. They don't realize how nice they are, which is a bit of a wishy-washy secret, really. Yeah.
Well, how about the fact that Paul is the ideal there because he's already a scumbag on the surface. So as soon as you go below the surface, it matches what he is on the surface. So no one is surprised.
That would be funny. An entire planet where Paul is the ideal. I can't wait until we go to the planet where I'm in charge.
Okay. Episode 8 is blank, because I guess we didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So they're leading up to the energy thieves. So they've got their shields.
Yeah.
They got the social conscience ray. I don't know whether we want to keep using it because, yeah, it's just kind of reusing and it was a funny idea for season 1, but whether we want to have them firing the social conscience ray at the energy thieves.
Well, how about the energy thieves genuinely believe they're doing it for a good reason? So you hit them with the social conscience ray. It's like, well, the only way our society can survive is to devour suns. So the ray makes us want to devour suns.
Mm.
And if all it does is make your conscience go into overdrive, if you genuinely think that energy thieves are important and organic life isn't, because the people who were hit with the social conscience ray were quite troubled about their choices, but humans didn't become hardcore Buddhists, not moving at all for fear that even their breathing would destroy passing bacteria. So,
well, how about, so how about Josie goes into battle with the energy thieves, thinking that she now has the shields, the social
Yeah.
conscience ray, the brain interface thing, and the time traveling, so she's more than strong enough to beat these
Yeah.
energy thieves. And she just makes them more virulent.
Yeah.
Uh,
That works. Then episode 8 is the dark point before the storm, as it were,
hmm.
where it all goes really horribly wrong.
Yeah. So, how about every single thing they've gotten then isn't as optimal as they want? So the calamari shields aren't particularly effective. Social conscience ray reverses or makes the energy thieves worse.
Yeah.
The brain interface maybe makes Mark have a nervous breakdown, and because it's too much, he's overloaded.
Yeah.
And the envelopes don't really help because no matter what, Josie is losing anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see. Uh, okay. Episode 9, which is where we feel down in the dumps.
And we're going to stick with the same sort of 2-part ending to the season. So episode 9 builds up to a point and then we transition into episode 10, or are we going to go for 2 separate plot arcs?
Well, since we haven't gone for a pattern in episodes 6 and 7, my inclination would be to avoid the pattern for episodes 9 and 10 as well.
Yeah.
Especially because we've just had a big battle.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go straight into another battle.
Yeah.
Like they have to have a recovery, rocky, yeah.
Makes sense.
Revving themselves up kind of thing. It keeps muting me over and over. That's really annoying. There's no way I can turn that off. Doesn't look like it. So,
what?
My inclination would be, because we're going to basically outline and then write 8 episodes before we get to episode 9. So my inclination is we're now so far ahead of where we are now that we shouldn't get too into planning too much, because there's going to be lots of things, like we don't know when we come to write episode 3, we might change lots of stuff around, which then invalidates anything that's later in the season.
Yeah, because there's a whole and the fact the galaxy is full of black holes in one spot. If we decide not to go with black holes after all, then that could make a huge difference. So that makes sense.
So episode 9 is kind of a recovery episode, and then episode 10 is the big comeback where they get all the things. That's something I've had for a while on my ideas list. Aliens have been studying human films and TV and believe that humans have easily snappable necks. Because in TV they just do twist someone's head slightly and they die.
Whether that works or not depends on how physical the energy thieves are.
Yeah, that's true. We do need a... is it letting me... Oh, there we go. We do need a... kind of an idea of what the energy thieves look like and how they operate, and like we don't even know if they're individuals or maybe they're a group consciousness or maybe they're yeah, need kind of a thought behind that.
But then, if they, when hit the social conscience race, don't really start thinking of organic life as being more valuable, then that would seem to indicate that there's some other form of life. So maybe silica-based instead of carbon-based, or some sort of energy pattern. Which gives us more opportunity for comedy? Some sort of energy pattern or a crystalline race?
I think. I'm thinking the crystal. I don't know. This is now. I'm reading A Siren's Tears at the moment. And Chrissy Moss has written a book where trolls, when they die, turn into gold and diamonds and gems and things like that. And then the mermaids, or the mer people, are finding these diamonds and then putting them on their ears as earrings. And then the trolls see them and go, "Hey, you've got my dead mother's eyes on your ears." Whether like a crystal force, like a crystalline form, has the possibility for someone then using the crystals after they die, or even while they're alive, I guess, or something like that, as something other than something that would the energy thieves would feel is incredibly inappropriate and disrespectful. Again, Chrissy's put this in her book, so maybe not rip her off either. Whereas energy clouds, I don't know whether they've just been done to death, really. Like I never really liked them in Star Trek, when it's just a big cloud of vapor that happens to be all-powerful. It always seemed kind of stupid to me.
Yeah, so in the original series, some of the energy beings were vaguely interesting, but lots of them have been done over and over again. So energy beings that can possess people, energy beings that can phase through shields. And,
is there something to a liquid being?
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, life is... They've done sort of gaseous stroke energy, and they're all various different, not really solid. So a sentient fluid. That's fun.
Okay. We say they're liquid, and then we need to come up with more details, but we can kind of do that.
Yeah, so then they're not potentially going to be snapping people's necks.
No, I mean, how would you kill, if you're a liquid alien and you want to kill another liquid alien? It'd be kind of like an amoeba or something, I guess. You'd absorb them.
You absorb them or change their mineral salt balance. So potentially, the first time the energy thieves and humans meet, the energy thieves hurl lots of powdered salt at them. It's like, yeah, we'll mess up his electrolyte balance, and these slightly confused Burger Supreme troops who are now covered in a fine powder. What? So they fire back, and what are Burger Supreme armed with? Projectile weapons or lasers?
Burger Supreme.
Burger Supreme. What are their foot troops shooting with? I can't remember.
I don't think so. The guys on the Plankton station were shooting kind of lasers, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. I may be remembering incorrectly, though. It might have been bullets.
Yeah, because I think if you shoot a liquid with bullets, it doesn't do very much. If you shoot a laser into it, then it's going to heat a bit of it up, but it might ablate away quite quickly. Diffuse through there. So yeah. So again,
that was quite a funny battle.
Yeah, there's an amount. Yeah, there's an amount of potential in sort of Burger Supreme troops shooting liquid while the liquid hurls handfuls of salt trying to destabilize their electrolyte balance. Yeah, so yeah, that's got some legs, at least on one side of the battle.
Cool. Okay.
So,
Good starting point for the energy thieves. I'm just going to go back to our questions. So we've already answered what the Greenstar is going to do. They've sorted out their food. The aliens in the food store we haven't come up with. Oh, could they be the secret weapon? Like they eat everything they come across and then breed like crazy. Maybe they would eat the energy thieves.
Yeah. That could work. It's I don't know if it's an homage or a rip-off of the end of Trouble with Tribbles.
Yeah.
Where they beam the Tribbles onto the Klingon ship. But actually having the Olanoff eat the enemy. It's funny but creepy.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I think that's quite an elegant solution to the.
Yeah.
If we mention through the whole season that the Olanoff keep eating everything and they won't stop eating everything, and they're a pain in the neck for Josie.
Yeah.
And every episode she's like, "Oh, what am I going to do with these?"
Yeah.
And then by the end she's like, "Go get them!" Like they're her main troops. That would be quite funny. Like that, her annoyance is what solves the problem. Ship's severely damaged. How do they get it repaired? Well, they can get it repaired at the Galactic Aliens, I guess. Fuel reserves similar. Calamari, now that they have another enemy to focus on, I guess they'll be okay. Burger Supreme fleet is decimated. That's a good reason why the energy thieves can attack. The drug mushrooms we didn't touch on. I could almost think that could wait until season 2 because we got bigger fish to fry, really.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
It gives a chance to get bedded in. And it's not really going to be a dilemma if the first Delphin ship lands with the mushrooms and then the Greenstar turns up and solves it. Because if they don't get round to it for a while, it's actually going to be a proper dilemma to deal with by the time season 3 happens.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Okay, I think we can probably end it there.
Yeah.
That was very productive, I felt. And
we've got an arc there. We've got some things to hang the episodes on. So fingers crossed we can get some great episodes out of that without a lot of head-butting the table.
So I'll just finish by saying that for anyone who's been watching, that this is kind of what Dave and I do then for an episode brainstorm. At least we did for season 1, where we'll, instead of going through a whole season, we'll go through an episode and we'll kind of start to finish come up with the ideas and put them all together. So I hope it's been interesting, and I'm not sure if we're going to do another one maybe when season 3 is launching or something, or maybe we'll do something in the meantime. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to say, Dave?
Well, obviously most of the people who see this won't have been watching live, but that doesn't mean we aren't interested in people's thoughts on it. So if you thought this was really great, let us know so we can do some more. If you thought of a different way that we could do these brainstorming sessions, then we're always looking to improve our process. So if you have any thoughts either way, let us know, and obviously feel free to borrow our method for your own work.
Yeah. I especially like if people have, when season 2 comes out next June, if people have read season 2 and then watch this afterwards, it'd be interesting to see what people's thoughts are. If it's interesting to see where all the ideas come from before they're even fully formed. Okay, so we'll probably end there. and we'll see you whenever we do another one. Thanks very much for watching.